Okay, so July 2015 GNU Radio Developer Call, aka the podcast. First agenda item is the GNU Radio Conference, and Michael will give us a little overview.
So we're on track for everything at this point in time. Things are looking good from the venue's perspective. They have plenty of accessible Wi-Fi. We'll have 5 routers on site that each should be able to handle.
Call.
What?
I just got an echo from my own video, but I don't know why.
First agenda item is the...
Cool. There
It's
you
like
go.
30 seconds delayed.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, it's just, it has to go through YouTube and everything back. We should have plenty of Wi-Fi available for all throughout the whole venue for us to be able to use. There's going to be wired connections for people who need it, mostly vendors and so forth. But if anybody really needs to use those for some special task, they will be available. Direct connect to your computer via Ethernet. The caterers are on board, and we've got some awesome food coming in, it looks like. Everything from the venue's perspective and all the various tables, chairs, all that sort of stuff is looking really good. As for ticket sales, we're about a third of the way full on Developers Day and about a quarter of the way full on the overall conference. And about half full for students. So for students out there especially, get your registrations in sooner rather than later, and make sure to send us verifiable information about your registration status. And for everybody else, we are on track for being completely full right about when the conference starts. So again, sooner is better than later if you're interested in getting registered for the conference. And that's it. The conference is looking pretty awesome right now.
Cool. Yeah, so go there, guys. We want to fill up those seats.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be a problem. We're getting the registrations every day. New ones are coming in, and we're on track for filling it up. I don't think it should be a problem.
Cool. Yeah, perfect. So that seems to be going fine. And we've been talking about the conference every single call for the last 3 calls, I think, so don't see any reason to go into more detail here. We still have the conference website up on trondo.com/GRCon 2015 or something. So you can look it all up there. Okay, so we didn't actually get a release report last time, so Jonathan, why don't you just drop right in there and talk about release cycles?
Sure. We're going to be wrapping up 3.7.8 in time for the conference. We have a feature freeze, and I'll be writing this up for the mailing list and an announcement on the website. But a feature freeze on the 24th in 8 days. We'll have 2 weeks of bug fix only merges with the planned release on the 7th of August. That'll give us enough time to get the release version out to produce like the USBs for the show and for everyone to be able to switch over to that for the Hackfest, etc. So 3.7.8 release on August the 7th is the plan right now.
Cool.
Nice. So everyone can bang on that during the conference.
Well, hopefully the Hackfest will be dealing with new stuff and not fixing 3.7.8 problems.
Yeah. So, new stuff, when you say new stuff, you mean like 3.8 stuff? Or just...
No, I mean, in other words, when people are working on their stuff they want to hack on at the Hackfest, they're not going to be dealing with, oh, here's another problem with 3.7.8.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thanks for that. So, working group. Now, I gotta be honest, I didn't really prepare for this call. So the only working group updates we're gonna get today is from Nathan because he's actually on the call, and from Sebastian because he also didn't forget the call and sent me an update by email. So I'm just gonna go through what he told me. So the Radio Companion things are happening. We have a feature to bypass blocks, which is nice when you're debugging flow graphs. You can just ignore them for a bit, and then they sort of, they get bypassed. couple of other bug fixes, and there's a couple of things going on. I'm just going to read these out. So tab in the props dialog to show generated output, variable explorer, generate option for Qt GUI higher blocks, so you can build graphical higher blocks with Qt. Okay, it's a struct-like variable block with dynamic field names. I don't actually know what that means. Docstring extraction, it's interesting. Embedded Python blocks, that's really cool. And links to online Doxygen. Now, Sebastian is like, once again, I say this every time, like he's doing all these things. He's getting very little help except from Seth, and then sometimes smaller bug fixes. So when there's going to be a feature freeze, it's doubtful that all of these things are going to be ready. So any help and encouragement is highly, highly appreciated.
Yeah, I've asked him to prioritize what he thinks he can get in for the feature freeze.
Yeah.
Haven't heard back yet.
Nathan, do you have any updates?
Yeah, we released Volt 1.0.1. I think that's the version number. And right before GNU Radio's upcoming release, I'll do another release. And big feature will be AVX2 support.
Cool. Will so will Folk become its own? Will it have its own conference in the future, or will it still? I'm just kidding.
We will take
VoltCon 16. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Nathan, I assume then by next Friday, on the 24th, that we'll still have just a 1.01 for the stable release.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, I'll just point out that.
Yeah, the only addition to that is the missing header.
Well, I need to point to a tag, so let me know if you're going to tag a 102 or not. It's up to you.
I'll think about it.
Yeah. Not a big deal.
Okay. That's really all I have on the agenda, so even shorter call than last time. Unless someone has something they want to bring up.
So I don't know all the details about the next coprocessor working group meeting, but Doug did post a fairly significant email on the mailing list last week about progress they've made, or at least he's made in advancing the development for that. So I don't know, Michael, if you're part of that, if you maybe want to make a comment.
Yeah, I'm a part of that. I have some interest in it. I haven't actually tested out what he put in place, but it sounds like he has the start of a working design and some sort of a test/QA code for actually showing it off in a very basic sense. It sounds very promising to me. I haven't really had time to look at that and do that sort of stuff at this point in time. It'd be fun to do it, but just not enough time.
Yeah, I still owe him a code review as well.
Yeah, exactly. I just, it might be GRCon when I get to the point of having a code review. We'll have to see. But I think it's awesome. It'd be great to have those parts in place. So I'm pretty psyched he's doing that. Hey, Nathan, are you now working with him?
Yeah.
So do you have any comments on this directly, or is that something out of your domain at this point in time?
I'm not directly working on that, so I know a little bit about it, but not much more than what's on the email.
Okay, cool. Just didn't know about that. Thanks. I will add in for the working group side of things. One of the changes we're going to have at the conference this year is posters. We had like 3 or 4 student posters last year, which were all from Google Summer of Code. And this year, since we don't have Google Summer of Code, but we do have the European version of it, we got a student there, we'll have a poster for that student, hopefully. But we've requested to get posters from people outside, and just anybody who's presenting, if you want to give a poster, let us know, and we'll try to figure out a way to work it in. And so we're up to about 15 posters right now. About half of those are for presenters, and the other half are going to be for the working groups. And so the goal here is for the working groups to show off their work and maybe attract other people who wouldn't have known about them to be interested and maybe help out. And so that's going to be, you'll see GNU Radio postered all over the place, literally, on posters, both in the working groups and in other contexts. So this is going to be a very GNU Radio oriented, visually in your face conference. It'll be pretty awesome. So working groups, leaders especially, be warned, I'll be after you to get those posters done.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for the reminder, Michael. Okay. I think we can call it a call.
Awesome.
So yeah,
not even 30 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's actually less than that because we started late. Okay, so next call will not happen because it would kind of, clash with the conference. Then we sometimes also drop the call after, so in September, but we're just gonna decide that on the fly and then in time make an announcement. But other than that, calls will go on every third Thursday of the month. Okay, guys, thanks very much for tuning in, and see you at the conference. Bye.